but I've seen it and you don't need to see it. Out of respect for Connor and his family, I'm not going to show you his final minutes, his final arm strokes. There's enough vicarious trauma being shown. Coach Greg, in today's video, we're going to be going over the events that led to the demise of Connor Murphy. Talk about the fact that his final moments were literally caught on film. I'm certain that many of you have already seen this. Some of the most recent reports to confirm 100% that this was not a hoax. When I originally had recorded the video, I thought maybe this was staged, that it wasn't actually true. But the sad news is that this travesty, it all could have been avoided. We've seen and lost far too many people in the fitness industry, which is supposed to be synonymous with being fit, but yet people in the fitness industry get so caught up in their appearance, the look of their body, that they forget what actually being fit is all about, and that is a combination of physical, mental, social, and spiritual health. And so let us go over his final video, his last post, to see exactly what was going on.
I'm just trying to remind myself because I'm really high.
Really high, and guys, he is not in a plane. And so we know for certain that there were recreational substances involved. I don't think people understand just how dangerous these things actually are. We all know he originally took ayahuasca, and from that moment on, his life, it took a different turn. A turn for the worst. He may have thought he was enlightened. He may have felt that he had discovered the proper way, but that was in his own mind. In his own head, he thought everything made sense, but to the rest of us, well, we could tell something was wrong. Personally, I thought that all of these videos that he was doing, he was simply acting. He literally would make posts and say, this is all acting. It's staged. None of this is actually true. Unfortunately, this was not the case. Many of his videos, he's actually being his authentic self, which scares me.
Oh, it's getting weird. Oh. I feel like I'm dying every second. Oh.
I was hoping that this was just an act, that he was pretending to put on a facade to perhaps get more views. But when you take enough substances, your brain, it can play tricks on you. You can start seeing things, hearing things that aren't actually there.
So I'm just making this video so I can watch it and remind myself, fuck, pinch myself, am I dreaming? Is it real? Okay. Just filming this for me. Okay. It's the camera roll. Don't post this one. Okay. Reminder. Connor, reminder. Don't post this one.
And so reminder, don't post this. I'm checking up on myself. Perhaps I'll watch it tomorrow to remind myself of what I'm going through, to try to make sense of what's going on. At this point, he needs to be in a hospital. He needs to have psychiatric help. Perhaps he needs to be medicated, but he cannot be living like this on his own. It reminds me a little bit of the Liver King when he was basically challenging Joe Rogan. And we also know the Liver King was using vitamin K as well as other substances. And eventually, it alters the mind. And so somebody posted, what is he on? The first response is crystal meth. Next, it says alcohol. Next, guess, mushrooms. Next, DMT. More guests saying that the math laced with other things, various different things, perhaps some vitamin K, or PCP. And so nobody actually knows, but what we do know is that he was on something. Something led to this. This isn't the thoughts and the ramblings of a sober individual. And so, hey, take your pick. All of them are bad. Don't do drugs, kids. I'm happy to see it got almost 7,000 likes, as you never can tell what's going to happen. Andrew Tate went over this. He was friends with Connor, and he gives us his rendition of exactly what's going on.
To Connor Murphy, I used to talk to him a while ago, and I don't want to insult the guy. He was clearly struggling with some mental health issues, but he was normal, and then he went down to Peru, did some ayahuasca, lost his mind, and went fucking nuts. I don't know why anybody is taking mind-altering drugs in shitholes in Mexico. Peru is just some fucking dump in Mexico where they have no roads and regular power cuts. If you needed antibiotics in Mexico, they wouldn't even have any. You would die of some fucking disease we cured 10,000 years ago, like syphilis or some shit. And everyone's obsessed with going there and finding themselves, and you end up finding the wrong guy, and then you go weird.
And so you're all obsessed about finding yourself. You don't know what road to take, to go left, to go right, to what exactly is going on. You want to find the meaning of life, and so you think you can go to some third world country and do some ayahuasca with some bro that's going to take you on an expedition and give you a random assortment of, you don't know what they're actually giving you. How do you know it isn't laced with something? How do you know you're not doing too much? And you're just going to have some dreams and wake up and now you know the meaning of life and what you should do with it. Does that not sound a little bit dangerous? Why would you do that? Why?
Stay away from this shit. If you're going to give me a mind-altering drug, I expect your civilization to be space age. If I go to your country and you're flying saucers and a utopia with no poverty, no illness, everyone's perfect, and you sit and say, we worked out the secrets of the universe, we took this drug, we ate this leaf, and we threw up all over ourselves like children, like babies, we puked on our t-shirts, and now we built this utopian society, I'd say, okay, maybe. But if I turn up to Peru and see a fucking dump, and you say, oh, you need to take this drug to find yourself, you niggers can't even find GDP, this place sucks, bro.
And so out of respect for Connor and his family, I'm not going to show you his final minutes, his final arm strokes before finally going under and no longer resurfacing. Nor am I going to show you the recovery mission where they remove his body from the water. But I've seen it and you don't need to see it. There's enough vicarious trauma being shown on social media that eventually your body becomes immune or it actually becomes deeply affected and you cannot get out of it. Perhaps you've heard of post-traumatic stress disorder. Well, if you see too many of these tragedies, something is going to change inside your own mind and you don't need to do that.
Connor Murphy, the looks-maxing influencer that passed away in Thailand, was reportedly acting erratically before his death. A driver allegedly refused to let him in the car because of the way he was acting.
And so you have to imagine that he hadn't slept the night before. He's up all night. Perhaps he's manic. He's on a host of various substances. I don't know if it's one or many in conjunction, combined together. And at this point, he doesn't know what's going on and he's painting and destroying his house. He's trying to get in a vehicle. The driver is refusing because he looks that far off. And so imagine how far off he is for a driver to refuse entry. I mean, have you not come home from the bar intoxicated on a Saturday night? Imagine how bad you have to be for the driver to refuse you. Police are called, he runs away, he goes into the water, and eventually he can't stay afloat anymore. We don't know, perhaps he was tripping balls on who knows what. And so, I don't know, perhaps he doesn't even know he's in the water. Like, what is he doing right now? Not too long before this, he posts himself sprinting. And so he sprints to 40 meters, he's running, and I'm like thinking, he's acting yet again. And then he posts about a challenge. And so somebody in the comment section writes, so what's the challenge, of which Connor responds, swimming. This was 1 week ago. And so ironically, the next comment after that states, foreshadowing is crazy sometimes, LOL, challenge failed. He's tripping balls. It's a coincidence. You don't go for a swim to end things on purpose. This is not the way to go out. Dr. Tony Huge, he posted in his video that he believes that Connor went out blissfully. There is no bliss in drowning. It's not fun. It's not something that you want to happen. It's horrible. This is not something that you would ever choose ever. Now, hopefully in the autopsy report, we'll find out exactly the substances that were in his body, and that could perhaps add some clarity to all of this. But here's the thing. This is the main message that you need to know. You shouldn't be using drugs. Drugs are bad. Drugs can do bad things to your body and to your mind. And so if you start experimenting with these things, this could happen to you. Now, is it common? Is it 50-50 shot? Of course it's not. But depending on your genetics, some people are more susceptible to having harmful things happen than others. Some people can use a substance once and they're hooked. They can't stop. It alters the mind. They have to go to rehab. It's all kinds of hell nah. Other people, they seem to be fortunate and they can get away with doing it for years. You don't know your body chemistry. You cannot know this in advance. And so you gotta be careful. And so I would strongly suggest that you don't try ayahuasca. If you have friends that have tried it and they said it was great and it helped them, it helped them. How did it help Connor? And so when given a coin, flip a coin. Heads or tails? Heads, great things happen. Tails, bad things happen. I ain't flipping the coin. I don't want to risk it. It might be good, it might be bad. I'd rather be where I am right now. I don't need to play with my mind and hope that somehow it gets better. If you want something better in your life, go after it. You can do it. You don't need some drug, some change of chemistry to make you want to be a better person, to make you want to improve. If you want it bad enough, you will do it. And if you don't, you won't do it. And so taking drugs to get the thing that you need or to change your life path or to motivate you, to find what you're put on this earth for, if you can't figure it out by yourself, then it wasn't meant to be. Keep searching, keep reading, stop playing videos, stop jerking the schmirk, and actually try to do something productive in life. And so Connor Murphy, perhaps he could go down as part of the Hall of Fame for fitness influencers, one of the most iconic influencers of the 2010s. And I'm certain that he will be remembered for both his YouTube videos before the ayahuasca, as well as his decline in mental health following that incident. And so we basically had two Connors. We had the Connor of old, fitness influencer, amazing physique, perhaps showing people the original looks maxing to improve your body, to improve your appearance.
I've been getting so many questions across social media. I really apologize because there's no way I can answer all of them. I want to do a Q&A so I can answer the most popular ones. So leave your questions in the comments section below.
And then we had the Connor of recent years, a man who had a decline in mental health. And so it shows that this can happen to anyone. A man who had millions of followers, millions of fans who loved him, but yet he still fell down that dangerous path. And so please be careful. You don't want this to happen to you. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algo. Don't forget to go to AlgoRx to get your blood work done. Of course, the HDLT supplements, use code Greg. Interested in videos, watch either of these two bloops. Of course, if you want to get sponsored, coached, or carry my supplements in your store or gym, you can click the link in the description for that as well. And until next time, I am out.